when you have to write test assignments and exams because you know your work, you studied. And another common question is, how do you stay motivated in matric? This is a tough one. What do you do to stay motivated to study those chunks of notes and, make those sacrifices? Well, you can remind yourself of the goals you have. Remind yourself you need to pass. Remind yourself that if you are applying to a tertiary institution or a college or university, you need to obtain those marks. Look at it as your gateway to be somewhere or go somewhere. Well, our topic this morning was how to ace your exam questions. Unfortunately, our guest is not available. There was an emergency. But online, I have Sister Edith. How are you, Edith?
Hi there, Sumaya, and good evening.
Yes, Edith Roberts. It's very, very long. I think since you shifted to your new place, we'll come to studio.
Yes, it's been very hectic. And I myself have a child who's in matric. So,
okay.
Yes, it's been really busy.
So you have a child in matric and you also teach high school. So it's quite stressful for you.
Yes, it's about mostly keeping the children motivated, keeping them calm, and just ensuring that they have some belief in themselves because they are so anxious at this stage.
Yeah. Do you know, times are changing, everything is evolving. Would you say that a lot of parents feel this, even educators? Would you say we have the extreme, we have the learners who are, extremely motivated, want to achieve, and then there's no middle, and then we just have those who just don't care, who are just relaxed?
So, yes, I agree with you, Sumaya. We have learners, high flyers, they know what they want, they have their future plans. And then you have the learners who are just down there, they just don't have any motivation whatsoever. They have no idea even yet what they want to study or what it is they want out of life itself. And it's actually very sad because the majority of the learners we have belong to that lower level where they have no idea. And going to school is just for the social content. It's not really to study. And as much as I would like to say that our children are motivated, I would say there's only about maybe 40% of the children that are motivated.
Well, as you're talking...
To be honest, lots of children...
Yeah. As you're talking, messages are coming through.
I know that there are lots of external factors that play a part, play a role in it as well. But they're just such a lackadaisical attitude.
Yeah. As you're talking, messages are coming through that what you're saying is totally true. And I'm an educator experiencing this. There's another message. Yes, I had 3 children who did grade 12. My 4th one is totally different. He prefers to chill and tells mommy, relax, I'll study when I feel like studying. What do we do? Times are changing. I am stressing because he needs to go to tertiary. Well, that's the harsh reality.
Yeah, absolutely. I think also the media plays such a great role in how our children perceive the world out there. A lot of the music videos, a lot of the movies they watch, there's so much of gangsterism, and some actually believe that if they are doing drugs and selling drugs, that is a way of life. So it's actually very sad.
Yeah, because I think that's what they're exposed to. You are a parent and an educator. I'll say, I'm giving your age kind of away, about 30 years?
Yes, 31 years.
Wow, 31 years. So you're a veteran. You've seen it to different eras. I'll say even curriculum policies from OBE to RNCS and every other one which we did. And we're still with CAPS now.
Yes.
So do you feel that our whole curriculum has changed where the learner benefits or the learner doesn't benefit? It's an open-ended question because old
Yeah.
school was like when we were in school, it's like, textbook, you studied, you did that exercise, you wrote that exam on that. Now it's a
Mm.
bit more relaxed. You have to look for interventions. You have to ensure the child passes. If you're an educator, you will feel like
Mm.
it's sometimes, and lots of educators, senior educators say they feel like seasoned educators, like there's no substance sometimes because it's like a sieve. Even when you're teaching, educating your learners at school.
Yes. I think the change of the curriculum, the effects that COVID has had on our children has really been detrimental
Yeah,
for education.
you can see it.
We can actually see right now that our matric learners that are now in matric have really suffered due to the fact that we have those rotational classes. There were weeks that we had lockdown and learners did not go to school.
Yeah,
And as much as we could send work through to the homes, and parents were also trying to assist. We had curriculum packages that we sent out and so on. But at the end of the day, for the vital, especially the vital subjects like English and your second additional language,
yeah,
your FAL and your home language, languages and mathematics, physics, those are subjects that require for learners to be face to face with their educators. So, particularly with the languages and the math, you can see that the foundation was not built in those subjects due to the time that we were running around and going crazy with COVID. That is the one disadvantage that our matric learners face currently. But also, Sumaya, coming from a school, we also have physical disabilities. I want to also say that a lot of parents and teachers out there are not fully aware about policies that we have to assist the learners. For example, a lot of learners are dyscalculia, and those tests need to be done by a psychologist. If a child is found to be dyscalculia, they are allowed to drop their math in grade 10 and substitute it with another subject.
yeah,
Also, children who are ASD on the spectrum, they are given what we call a language concession. If a child has a hearing impairment or a speech problem, they are also given a language concession. This basically means that they have to do the English, which is home language, but the first additional language, so a lot of schools are doing first additional language being isiZulu or Afrikaans. They don't have to do that second language. They substitute that for another subject as well. In this way, we are assisting the learner who has barriers to learning. But, a lot of schools are unaware of it. A lot of teachers are unaware of it. So these little things that make the lives of our children easier need to be looked into.
yeah. Do currently, our grade 12s are busy writing. And, let's touch on this because the message came through. Power drinks, energy drinks, multivitamin stuff that gives you the high, lets you stay awake, and you can study much, much more. As educators, I know I'm totally against this, even as a parent. But it's the trend. It's on social media, and now especially, a few years, it's the gift basket of all your snacks. If you've seen that, to study, and in those gift baskets, if you look at them, at least maybe 4 or 3 out of 5 has supplements or some energy drink. As an educator, I mean, these are our views and opinions. What's your advice to parents, especially during this time when it comes to supplements and trying out medication or teas or something for the first time?
Yes. So, so I would say that nothing should be introduced in the matric year A lot of the herbal supplements, there are certain side effects. I know that some children they are affected negatively because they get runs, and some end up with terrible migraines and headaches. So, firstly, I would say that nothing should be introduced in the matric year. If you want to introduce something in terms of supplements and so on for your child, just be aware of the side effects and rather introduce them in grade 11.
Hmm.
What we fail to realize is we're pushing the child in matric, but the curriculum for matric is already covered by the end of grade 11.
Yeah.
There are very few things that are done and covered in terms of new information.
Yeah.
So grade 12 is actually the root of grade 10 and 11 work.
Edith, we'll be taking a break and we'll get back to you.
Sure.
Okay.
Hungry for flavour? Head over to Nando's Pavilion, Westville Mall or Oceans Mall, where our flame-grilled peri-peri chicken is always fresh and flavourful. Experience our hospitality by dining in at Nando's Pavilion, Westville Mall or Oceans Mall, which are all NIHT certified, and stand a chance to win a holiday getaway for four valued at 10,000 Rand at the Umhlanga Sands. Nando's! Fire it up!
Your style upgrade is here. J. Jamshed brings Spring Sale with up to 50% off on all items. From 23rd October to 3rd November 2024, shop in stores or online at ba.junajamshades.com.
اللهم احفظ المسجد الأقصى من اليهود الحاقدين اللهم أعد المسجد الأقصى إلى رحاب المسلمين اللهم وطهر المسجد الأقصى من اليهود الغاصبين اللهم عليك بهم فإنهم لا يعجزونك يا قوي يا متين اللهم منزل الكتاب مجري السحاب هازم الأحزاب سريع الحساب اهزم اليهود وزلزلهم يا قوي يا عزيز الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة والدرجة الرفيعة وابعثه مقاما محمودا الذي وعدته وارزقنا شفاعته يوم القيامة إنك لا تخلف الميعاد.
This dua brought to you by Simplex Radio, South Africa's leading retailer of appliances, car sound and home theater systems.
These surahs after Azan are brought to you by Amina's Wonder Spice and Wonder Dates, 9 Peters Road, Springfield, Durban.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد.
Having a clean, comfortable home is every homeowner's pride. That's why Khan's Chemicals have developed and manufactured prime yet affordable quality household brands Starlight, Miracle Mum, Exterminate, and Angie to care for your home and family. With a wide range of fabric softeners, dishwashing liquids, bleachers, and all-purpose cleaners, pine gels, bubble baths, and much more, Khan's Chemicals ensures your home remains our #1 priority. For sales and other inquiries, call 011 933 4021. Khan's Chemicals, cleaning your home the way you want.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Uktula Nezbusiso no Musagam Dali Imawashilen Nonke. May peace and blessings of the Almighty be upon all the 2024 matriculants. O Matiglecheni, Umdali Abenani, may God be with you all. We're wishing you all the best. We wish you all the best. Gutiwa manjahada wajada, loyo ozmiselayo. Whoever strives will surely pass. We wish you all the best. Sinifisela okuhle umdala abenani okhulumayo uHabib Milanzi from Good Sunni African Ulama Council. May Allah bless each and everyone, inshallah. Umdala nibusisa nonke kanye nothisha and all the teachers as well. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Uktula magulina nonke. Ngiyabonga.
Here's wishing all of our fabulous matrics from the year 2024 to have an amazing time during the exam period. You are going to be amazing. You are equipped with all the knowledge. It's within your reach. Your soul is ready. Let's go do this. From Sarah Hayden from Star College in Durban. You can do it.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sanbonan. To all the matriculants out there who are about to write the exams, I'd like to wish you good luck as you're about to pave the pathway to your future. Be the leaders of tomorrow, be the doctors of tomorrow, teachers of tomorrow, and make society a better place. Right? I'd like to leave with a short quote or a short motivation, which I also stuck with me when I was in matric, from a former headmaster, saying that once you're able to get up in the morning and dress up, wake up with confidence very early, which is not an easy thing, and dress up neatly, clean with a uniform, then half of your battle has been won for the day. So I just want to say good luck to everybody who's writing. Wonke umuntu obhalayo ama-exam ithi uNkulunkulu abe nani nibhale kahle.
Yes, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back. Yes, you were listening to well wishes. We have well wishes from educators, from members of the department, from parents, from different members in different organizations, and just you out there who have sent a message to the grade 12 class. Yes, we are linking up with Sister Edith. Unfortunately, Brother Junaid Beat had emergency, so he could not come into studio nor link up. Edith, we were talking about, the grade 12 learners currently. Matric concessions. A lot of parents want to know about this. Who qualifies for the matric concessions?
Yes, Sumaya. A lot of people are in the dark about concessions, but it is in the CAP document, in the assessment guidelines. It clearly tells us that learners who have barriers to learning, children who are ADHD, children who have language acquisition problems, and the list goes on. Even ASD learners, there are particular concessions for this. What parents need to do is to take the children to an educational psychologist. And the educational psychologist, after doing her testing and after reading tests and probably math tests, and she will also do an IQ test, and then she will be able to give recommendations as to what the child requires. So children who are dyslexic or children who have language acquisition problems, they probably have lots and lots of spelling. So those children are given a thing called a spelling flag, meaning that even in a language, they cannot be penalized for a spelling error.
Yeah.
Now, for a child who's dyslexic or a child who's having a language acquisition problem, this is actually very important for them. And then we are looking also at children who have problems with math. They actually don't even have to do math. And Sumaya, how often do we find that people have done things like physics and life sciences, and they found that they've gone to a totally different field, and it wasn't a subject that they required. So even with regard to learners having concessions for subjects, you need to work around what career path they can get into. It's very important because we know the struggle for our learners to get into a tertiary institute. And we also work in the system of numbers.
Yeah. Do you know,
so we want our learners to have as high scores as they can so that they can get into a tertiary institute.
You know, you're
so
talking...
when it comes to learners who have problems, I will urge parents out there to please seek the advice of the educational psychologist. And also remember, it is something that needs to be instituted well before the child gets to matric.
Yeah.
So at least by the time the child is in high school, they should be given their concessions so they know how to prepare themselves for the matric exam. Concessions are not only given in terms of spelling flag and language concessions. There are also concessions whereby a child is ADHD.
Yeah.
That child is given a 15 minutes extra for every hour.
And parents don't know this. Even educators don't know. You know, you touched on disability. 2 years ago, the child who came out, was it first in the province? And
she was second, yes.
Second in the province, Azra Ibrahim, if I'm correct.
Second in the country.
Second, yes. Second in the country. Yes. Second in the country. And she had a disability. Yes. Listener who's listening right now. She was blind.
Impaired. Her eyesight was very, very poor. And she still persevered. And she came second in the country.
I remember you bringing her with her parents into studio. You know, normally every year around Jan, Feb, we do the top learners in the country, in the province, in the districts. And she came and you know, it was so awakening, so inspiring. It gave parents hope. It gave that child who knows I messed up, not studying, or knows I have no capabilities, or just has no interest, you know, in doing their exam. And there you have Azra, a child who her dad had to bring her to sit on the chair. She looked straight, where her vision is like really, really impaired. But she came out second in the country.
And so that should be a testament.
Yeah.
And every child who's listening out there, just remember that if a child who can hardly see can achieve this standard,
exactly,
there is nothing that stops you.
Yeah,
you just need to persevere and stay motivated.
Yeah. You know, looking at matriculants, How should matriculants study while writing exams? This was going to be our topic this evening. Ace your exam questions. Well, you're a veteran, 30 years of teaching, even a parent. You have a child who's writing, Ethan, who's writing his matric exams, and he must be burning the midnight oil there next to you or near you. So what advice you have for the learners out there, especially the matriculants? How should they study? I know it's short notice, but advice, study while writing exams.
Yes. So I would say to matric learners, you need to stay calm. That's rule one.
Yeah.
You have to be calm, and ideally, you should have started revision at least 2 months ago, and working through past papers. So right now, when you are reading yourself for the paper, the one thing you do not do, which I find a lot of children do, is they start cramming.
Yeah.
And then you want to stay up all night and you're trying to put all this information into your head. And then you're getting onto these empty drinks, which are so bad for you, and taking tablets to keep you up. Now, what's going to happen is you're going to retain this as short-term memory. Once whatever you take in wears off and you feel sleepy, you're not going to remember anything. So pace yourself. Exams started on Monday. Prepare yourself for the papers that are coming up ahead. So when you are pacing yourself, just make sure you are giving yourself enough time the night before your paper to get to bed early and actually have a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
In that way, you know that you are going into your exam, you've had a good night's sleep, you have rested, your brain has time to rest, and you are not in the state of either sleepiness or you are overly excited and overwhelmed by the exam. A lot of children have done the whole staying up all night and going and writing, and some of them just blank out while they're writing their papers, Sumaya. And that is so sad. So, most importantly, prepare yourself well, but make sure the night before your paper you're having a good night's sleep. I would also suggest that you will have over the month special notes that you have done, whether you are using different types of methods, methodologies to study, just put it in practice. And at this stage, we should be just doing a reading of the most important facts. And if you've been going through past statistics, you have an idea of the kind of questions that you are going to be posed with. So just brace yourself for that. But what I would suggest is try not to cram. If you find that you have not managed to learn certain sections, take your time and read with understanding. And when it comes to the night before, you should be trouble-free. And you have to take some hard decisions and say to yourself, okay, I am going to bed at this time. 9:30, I'm going to sleep because I'm writing tomorrow morning. Whatever I've done, I've done. And then that's it.
Do you know, it's also quite stressful, not only for the learner, for the parents, and even the educator, because at the end, the principals go to pick up that envelope to see whether their school has made it, and if they haven't, then the district comes to consult with them. But the parent is also stressed. Tell me, what's your stress levels right now? Forget about you being an educator, but having a child who's writing matric. I don't know whether you experience this here. Why do everyone think if you're a teacher, your child is super, your child knows everything? We spend more time with everybody. Exactly. We spend more time with everybody else's children, but not our own. We have no time because you go home, you're quite exhausted and you're going to see to the chores. So, so how's your psyche and how's your home right now with Ethan studying?
Well, I think gearing up towards the first paper on Monday, I did feel a bit of stress, but not really stress in that Sumaya, I believe a lot in the fact that, what will be, will be.
Hmm.
And I think for me as a parent, I've motivated my child. I have ensured that he has been following through with his study timetable and all the rest. And surprisingly, I'm actually quite calm. And I've even said to him, yes, I know it's matric exam, but I don't want you to stress.
Hmm.
I know parents put a lot of pressure on children, but I think that if they go the route of just saying to them, even if you don't make a subject, there is always a supplementary paper. And by me saying that, I've had my son saying, oh, wait, no, I'm not going to do this again next year. I will make sure that I pass every subject.
Mm.
So, sometimes you get to use the reverse psychology as well.
Either we all, radio shows, media, press, interviews, schools, we're always focusing on the bright learners. The ones who are going to university, the ones who are going to tertiary, the ones who are, like high flyers. But we do not focus on the child who just tries their very best and they're not cut out for tertiary. They're more skills. What advice do you have for those parents, not the learner, for those parents?
Yeah, I would say to those parents, by the time your child gets into high school, you would know whether your child is an academic or more skills oriented. So by the time you get to grade 8, you need to be exposing them to different skills, different, different art skills, graphics. There's so much out there now that we as parents never had when we were younger.
Yeah.
So a lot of skills is required in our own country currently. So maybe they can even go into a tertiary institution, but into skills. A lot of children have been encouraged to go into skills. And now the department is piloting the GEC, Sumaya.
Yeah.
So the GEC is the General Education Certificate. So we have about 50 schools in KZN that are piloting this new curriculum in grade 9. Our school is one of the pilot schools. What is good about this is that the children are exposed to an inclination test. So the inclination test gives you an idea of where your child's strengths lie. So before the child chooses subjects for grade 10, you already know, should my child be going to a skilled school to perfect the skills, or should the child be looking at only academics?
Yeah.
So this is very, very important.
And if you look at the majority, not everyone goes to university, we have you are in a school where you have skills, and you have seen your learners who, at end of the day, it's about, as young adults, they are capable, they are independent, they are responsible, and they can take care of themselves out there. Am I correct?
Yes. So absolutely. We want children to be empowered and be able to be productive.
Yeah.
Be a productive citizen in society. We want children to be able to go out there, get a job, earn their way through life. And I think it is the most beautiful thing when a child realizes that I have the ability to take the gifts and talents that I have and actually use it to be independent, to be able to find my own way. And I think also in this economy that we live in, it's important that the child has some sort of skill. I always encourage even the child that's an academic to always have some kind of skill as well.
Yeah.
Because when we look back, a lot of academics have to sometimes fall back on their skills. So I think as much as some children are only academic, they need to also be exposed to certain skills that will assist them.
Sister Edith, rounding up, quick one, well wishes to the grade 12 learners.
Oh, yes, I just want to wish all the matric learners out there. I know it's really difficult and it could be stressful for you, but as much as I try to simplify it, I do understand that it's important, but when you walk into the exam room, you've prepared, you've worked very hard. Teachers is just another test.
Mm-hmm.
And once your paper's over, forget about it and keep moving on to the next.
Well, I'd like to wish
all
you all the best. I'd like to wish your son all the best and all the students in your school and even educators, because it's really stressful for the high school educators. Thank you so much for linking up with us. That was Sister Edith Roberts. I'd like to thank our technician, Zach, for making this show possible. My email address is sumaya.khan.alansar@outlook.com. See you next week, Tuesday, same time, and all the best for your exams. Nothing will work unless you do. You are so close to the victory. Don't you dare give up now. Stop being afraid of what could go wrong and think of what could go right. Assalamu alaikum.
Dear grade 12 learners, as you write your final exams, I want to wish you the very best. This is your opportunity to show all the hard work, dedication, and commitment you've invested over the years. Give it your all, and remember that success comes to those who give their best effort. Stay focused, keep a positive mindset, and trust in God's guidance as you tackle each paper. You've got this. God bless you. With warmest regards, Catherine Kabotunjekwa, Education Director of the Southern Africa Union Conference.